Hello and welcome to Dukascopy TV. I'm Andrew Saks-McLeod from LeapRate, and today here in Geneva, Switzerland, I'm joined again by Tom Higgins, CEO and founder of Goldeye. Hello, Tom.
Morning.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Last episode, we talked about the need for the whole industry to advance its technology on to attract the new type of, not only new type of customer, but to engage the new people who will become executives in this industry. And I think the rate of development is huge, but it needs to be even more development into a certain direction because, for example, this watch here is how things are now looking. This is the latest.
This is the future.
This is the future. So let's follow on from that. We talked about that and how the trading platform and the whole infrastructure will have to move towards the way that the millennials are thinking.
Yeah, I mean, this is reality. A few years ago, the concept of a wearable watch was something you saw in Star Trek, saying, "Beam me up, Scotty."
Yes.
Now it's a reality. Lots of people are wearing, with Apple bringing them the Apple Watch, lots more people wear them, and it is a reality, and there will be apps for trading on here, or for monitoring positions, or for closing positions. You won't have charting, you won't have algos, because it's too small.
That's true.
But used in the right way, there definitely will be there. That then is really just the beginning, and so new technology that is now being built. I have a friend who has a company that's building really interesting virtual reality software.
Right.
So they build software for multiple platforms. So there's about 4 or 5 different virtual reality platforms. They build software for this, where you put a headset on, and then you're in another world. And as you move around, the world moves around that you see. You can walk around and you walk around in this virtual world. And I have this idea that you could walk around in a 3-dimensional chart, exploring your positions. You can use your hands.
That's an excellent idea.
So you could explode your positions, see what's in it, do what if analysis, drag charts up and down. And what an exciting world that would be.
That is. So I think it actually removes the problems that were faced by the Google Glass, where you have permanent. The difficulty is, I think, with Google Glass, I love the idea of a head-up display. I think this idea is fantastic. That is probably the best idea in terms of development of trading platforms I've heard for a long time. I love it. But I think the fact that you can attach a 3-dimensional headset with a head-up display and take it off when you need to see where you're going is better than being stuck. You see, my eyesight is terrible, so I'm stuck with glasses all the time. If they had a head-up display, that's great. But how much of a distraction would that be 95% of the time?
I agree, and I think it's a bit. People find something like Google Glass a bit spooky.
Yes.
And I think my theory is the reason that Google killed it off was because it was getting banned in too many places. It's too spooky, and they thought this isn't the right direction that Google want to be seen as spying on people.
Or if there's an accident, if there's dangerous driving,
absolutely.
Dangerous walking into the street with it, if there's an accident, imagine the lawsuit.
But they love the concept. So what they've done is they've just said, okay, we'll take all that idea, all that we learned, the technology that we learned, and we'll start again with a new Google Glass program that does something different in a different way, and we'll advance that way. But what's going to make all this possible, rather than just space age, is companies like us who will do integration, so people will be able to buy it off the shelf.
Yes.
Brokers can really, very few brokers can develop their own technology unless they're large.
Right, especially if they're going to revolutionize it like that, because that would be a whole R&D process which would be cost and resource hungry to go in a direction which doesn't yet exist.
Exactly.
And their core business is brokerage, not that.
So we invest probably 60% of our development resource into R&D, and we allow our developers to explore things that are unusual. So they all have 20% of their time they can spend exploring unusual things. So if one of them wanted to spend that 20% looking into virtual reality, we would allow them to do that, and they may well come up with something really innovative and really interesting that we can take forward and bring as a new product to our customers.
I think that's right. They will have to realize, I think that most companies, even though we said before that there's a narrow age band that has experienced this particular development of technology to where we've got to today. But I think that the brokerages and companies which need to go towards the next level and bring in systems which are going to engage the younger people when they become their customers or target customers, they will get to the point where they'll realize they don't have it's going to be too cost hungry and too much of a problem to try and go in a different direction to everybody else. That's why we see so many identical systems everywhere now.
Yeah.
But they also realize they will have to, otherwise they will find that their new customers will say, is that a desktop? Who uses a desktop these days?
I mean, with social media, which has really changed a lot of the trading habits, that required an awful lot of technical development, and brokers did find that difficult. So,
yes.
I mean, and that's been a game changer as well. So, sentiment trading, social media trading,
and that's without any
copy
hardware
trading.
Development. That's purely software.
Purely software. So, it's sometimes I think about how much development's been in the last 3 or 4 years. And what will it be like in 20 years?
Right.
Just
I think the idea of a headset trading system is something which I would really like to see happen, actually. That's something I'd like to see become a reality. Think about the brokerages as well. They will be able to, they're all concerned about mobile because it engages the customers for much longer periods of time than when they're having to be just sitting at their computer. They can send, now they're doing, you see Saxo Bank, for example, sending Saxo strats over Twitter, which is interactive videos, to engage the customers. You can do this on a headset. You can do pretty much all of this on a headset and avoid having to have any devices, and it's device neutral.
Yeah, mobile is I say it's old technology, but it's now standard technology.
It is standard
It's what
technology.
you expect. It's if you went to a platform who didn't have mobile, you'd say, that's a bit strange.
Right.
Of course I've got to access it from a mobile app or a website that works on my mobile. You just absolutely expect that, and then you say, what's next?
Yes.
Brokers will have to differentiate themselves more, and exciting new technology is certainly one really good way of doing that, in my view.
Totally agree. Lastly, the evolution between, I would call it a revolution really, but the transition between that type of mobile standard platform and a headset, what do you think the time to market to be able to develop something like that is?
Well, with this software, so my friend's company is called Dreams, and they are a fairly new company, and they were very successful in game development on mobiles.
Right.
And they realized that virtual reality was going to be a big game changer. So they dropped all of that business and said, okay, we're going to move now to virtual reality, which was a really brave move because they stopped doing a lot of work in an area they were very successful in and have moved into an area that they think they'll be even more successful in. So when all of their software toolkits are ready and the hardware is ready, which will be probably end of this year, so end of 2015, I think in mid-2016 or end of 2016, you really should have, this is a proper reality. You could have this stuff available in people's hands. It's not that far away.
Love it. I can't wait to see it entering into our industry.
Yeah, no, nor can I.
Nice to see you again, Tom. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks very much. It's been great.
That's Tom Higgins, CEO and founder of Goldeye. I'm Andrew Saks-McLeod from LeapRate. This is Dukascopy TV. Join us again next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.